Father, we thank you that you allow us to meet together in a free country, to be able to discuss matters that pertain to this city. And we ask that you would bless each of us with your wisdom, that we will know about decisions that need to be made, and that we will do what pleases you. We also ask that you allow us to have an attitude that is loving and neighborly. But most of all, we thank you for your Son, Jesus, that at this time of the year we get to celebrate his birth, and we also get to realize that you are our God. Help us in our relationship with you, and we promise to praise you for it. It's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Thank you. We're going to call this meeting to order at 6:01. Roll call, please.
Here.
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 Okay. Number 1, approval of the agenda as presented.
Make a motion, we approve the agenda as presented.
Dustin has made the motion to approve the agenda. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Christy has seconded that. All those in favor? 3-0. Did you raise your hand?
No, because I don't know
No.
the new one.
Hold on that. I apologize.
Or maybe I didn't get the new one.
It
That
should
is
be.
not the new
Was
one.
it not on your desk?
Nope.
Oh, I just have the one, I just looked at it from,
Yes, the other 3 needs this. I apologize, Doreen.
It's all right. Thank you.
Okay, please take a moment to look over that.
Oh, it's the same thing.
it's the same thing. Just this is added, the speed trailer.
The speed trailer.
Old
Oh,
business,
yeah,
yeah.
old business is on there. Okay.
Speed trailer, yeah.
Now I make a
Yeah.
motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
Okay, so Dustin has made the motion to approve this agenda. Christy has seconded that. All those in favor? Thank you, Doreen, yes. Sorry, I thought your hand went up and went back down, 3-0 now, for sure. Thank you. Number 2, approval of the minutes from November 21st.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the November 21st meeting.
A second.
Okay, Doreen has made the motion to approve the minutes from November 21st. Dustin has seconded that. All those in favor? 3-0. Okay. We have a guest speaker listed on here. Robin Triplett filled out 3 different agenda requests. You have those in front of you. I spoke with him on the telephone yesterday in depth. He was not aware that our council meetings are not exactly televised, but they're on YouTube. I did encourage him to watch some of those because several of these issues are issues that we've talked about or are discussing currently. I did tell him he is still welcome to come, ask any questions if he had any. He did tell me that he didn't feel like he was going to go ahead and come. He's going to go ahead and do a little bit of research. He now knows that we have ordinances online on our website. He knows that he can rewatch the movies or the YouTube videos, and he can gain some knowledge and insight that way. So he would prefer to wait a couple of months. I just told him just to fill out a new agenda request if he decides to come back. So, any questions?
Yeah. These are information and requests to be placed on the agenda. So how come these steps aren't followed?
I'm sorry. Okay, so you will need to complete the following attempt to resolution prior to B. Contact City Hall and notify the city clerk. If the city clerk is unable to resolve, you will be provided information for contacting one or both of the aldermen for your ward. So he did not contact any of you guys?
No.
I had not heard of this person before either. Okay. It will be the responsibility of the alderman to contact the mayor. Did not happen. If no resolution is reached, you will be notified by telephone and or mail of the date you will be placed on the council agenda. So why are we not following these steps?
Are we just taking a request and not passing it on? That needs to be fixed.
I'm sorry.
Well, then do you give them our number? I mean, because I would have,
do that, I mean, our answer is usually, you know, if you'd like to take it before the council, or if it's an issue like that other one, the annexing.
There is,
Like that have to be brought before you.
I don't know that, does it have to be? Because the person that came in, he came in and said, I want to fill out an agenda request to be annexed in. There's steps that they have to follow before they can be annexed in, which you guys wouldn't know this. I've been researching it to figure out exactly what their steps would be. But would we be able to follow this? And even in that case, they contact you and you say you're probably not going to get de-annexed is really what it was. It wasn't annexing, it was de-annexing. So probably not going to happen. However, you're welcome to talk to a couple of your aldermen to understand why that's probably not going to happen. And then if they spoke with it, then, you know, they would contact and say, this guy is not happy with the answers we've given him. Can we go ahead and put him on the agenda? So is that what you're leaning towards?
Yeah, because I mean, this was, when I looked at this, I messaged Jamie and I said, these are all things that we talk about already. Why isn't, because we're wasting
Screening
time
it.
here, because we could have handled this outside of the meeting time.
And that's why I did call him, because I told him, I said, I don't want to waste your time or mine, to be quite honest with you, or the council's. Let's talk about what we have done over the last year or two, what we plan on doing, and then if you have further questions for the council, you're welcome to come and visit with them about that. I'm not trying to discourage you from coming. However, I do want you to come knowing what's been done already or what we're working on. So your suggestion, Doreen, basically is we need to have our staff look a little closer at this form and follow this chain on the agenda, or before they're placed on the agenda. That's a very valid point.
Because there's not even anything on here that somebody received it or anything. This is just somebody set it down, and we gotta serve our citizens, and by serving our citizens, that means answer these questions. If you can't get a question answered, find out somebody who can before they go running to Facebook and saying, I couldn't get any answers, because it just makes us all look bad.
Is this one, this is different than the one we received the other day. So is it different online or something? Did he physically come in and pick these up?
I wasn't here, I didn't even know this was in here until I got back.
Okay. And you probably weren't here either. Yeah. This was November 11th, so neither one of you guys were present at that. But remember today when I brought it to you and I said, this gentleman put the wrong date on it. And I said we need to make sure that we're marking down exactly what date, because otherwise it looks like he's asked to be de-annexed way back in January. And this one actually has, at the very bottom, it says date received and everything. But I don't recall seeing that on the sheet today. Are you able to run and grab that so I can see if there's a discrepancy from your folder right now? Thank you.
Maybe you say one of them was dated November the 11th.
That's
This
what
is
these
the
All
were.
three of these are.
City Hall would be closed, that was Veterans Day.
So that's my question is, was it printed off online? Does the online one say something different than the office one? That's what I'm trying to
I don't know.
decipher here, because there was an issue with the date on there, and I said, well, this is an issue that somebody's probably going to try to press. It's a de-annexation, which, you know, you really need to
Yeah.
follow up on that. So, and it said it said January on it, basically, and I'm like, this isn't good. Yeah, this is a different, no, it's the same. I just looked at it wrong. I didn't see the bottom. I wonder why I didn't catch that. This is exactly the same.
Yeah, but even like this one about the dogs barking, Trevor, did anybody say anything to you about this issue?
Yes, I talked to Mr.
Triplet.
Triplet.
What's his last name again?
Triplet.
Triplet, yes.
Okay.
I spoke to him in Langston reference to, he was complaining because the dogs bark in the dog pound.
Uh-huh.
The neighbor's dogs bark, and the trucks using their jake brakes down the road.
Yep.
We got in depth into it about 15, 20 minutes, and then he's like, I can't sleep in the daytime because I work nights. And I was like, we're now have created a whole other.
Uh-huh.
You're sleeping in the daytime. That's when everything's going on.
Yeah.
So, and then he talked to the mayor as well.
So
Well-
he filled these out before he talked to you or after?
I'm not sure if he filled them out.
It would be
I talked to him
after.
about 2 months ago.
It would be after, because he wrote on here, it says, speed noise, semi-tractors going through Granby, signs for engine brake have been procured but not installed along the 4 main pathways. And I asked him about that, and he said that he had spoken to you. So that means he had spoken to you beforehand on this.
So do we have signs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were installed actually today.
Perfect.
Yeah, they were installed.
So that's done.
We were waiting on the breakaway
That's
poles.
the one I asked for a meeting. I was like, hey,
Yeah.
what about these signs you're talking about?
Okay, any other questions on this? And then Lana and Carrie, if you guys will talk to the girls in the office, make sure that, and if you guys want, I mean, you can scan this right in, or send me a picture of it when they
Email
fill out
it.
an agenda request. And then I can get it to the council members so that they can discuss it with the people first. And then if we don't get a resolution, then we'll make sure that they're put on it. Is that a better, is that a
Yeah,
good-
yeah,
good
I'd much
change?
rather have somebody, a conversation one-on-one than be bombarded.
I also may end up if we need to take things from when we receive them in the office, because they could have done left in the Dropbox.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it says date received. I don't know why I didn't see that today. I just, it's been an interesting day. So, but like this one, like I said, it says 1/4, like it was January. And so it's just, he just left the 2 off, which is not a big deal, but when you're going back and looking over the chain of commands, the steps we've taken, we want the paperwork to be right. So, yeah.
Anybody that wants to talk to me can call Dorian as well.
Go ahead. Game on.
Okay.
Sound a little
Hey, I
competitive
got
in
one
there.
question about the dogs barking though. So he did talk to you about the dogs barking, and basically the deal with that is he sleeps during the day and that's when dogs bark.
Yes, he was complaining about the pound, and I told him that we have people out there, so obviously when they go out there, the dogs are gonna bark and jump around, 'cause they're being fed. And, the neighbors across the way here, that big Pyrenees, barks and everything moves.
Yeah.
So, and then, like I said, we talked for a while before I realized he's sleeping during the day, and I was like, sir, I said, everything's occurring during the day. I said, we're not gonna have a pizza service at,
You
9
you
a.m.
talked about, you didn't, we didn't say the guy's name, but you talked about this at the last meeting too. That he lives close, because I've heard this story before.
Yes, yeah, he just lives right over here on,
Yeah.
what's that,
Ruby Ridge.
Has he called and complained before? Well, because the reason I ask is because when I saw that about the dogs barking, I was looking at you guys' call sheets for the month, and there's only 2 animal calls on there for the whole month, and I'm like, he's not complaining too bad.
Well, I think some of it though is are they running all of those through dispatch though? If they come in, if I just walk up to you today and say, hey man, I got this dog across the street that just barks continually, and I haven't filed a report or I hadn't called dispatch, is that gonna show up on your list?
As soon as I've got the officers, or officer as of right now, everything is generated through dispatch, so if somebody comes up to the PD and says, hey, I got a problem with some dogs barking, I'll get on the radio and say, well, I'm gonna walk in, so that starts a call.
Okay, so you guys are making a contact each time then, okay. Any other things on that? All right, moving on, old business, speed trailer rental. I was tasked with the job of looking up the rental on a speed trailer. So number one, I spoke with MoDOT. MoDOT they have a program where they will lend us a speed trailer for our highways. They must stay on the highways only, so it can be on 60, wherever we feel like putting it. I sent you guys the email showing that where we requested it. I spoke with Chief Williams. He helped me place a location for it. The other task was we were talking about some of the side roads here in Granby where people are choosing to speed. So I did look up Street Smart Rentals, and they have a list of pricing here. I don't fully understand, because I just received it on Monday and I have not called them, but I guess the longer you rent it, the cheaper it is what they're showing here. So I don't know if it's because of deliveries or what have you, and I can clarify it, but that's what it looks like to rent a speed trailer.
Is that Minnesota DOT? And so is $504 signed, sealed, and delivered. I mean, they bring it here and that's $504 every 6 months.
You're looking at everything he sent me. That's all he sent me.
Like street smarts you gotta do out of Springfield.
Yeah, they will serve our area. I don't know why it says, I don't know, I mean, those are asterisks, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why it says
Okay,
that.
so they're in Springfield.
I went back and forth on talking
So,
about purchasing.
so are we
it,
just
but this is-
are we just talking about getting a couple of these trailers just for, just to see how they work? Or
Rather than buying one, just rent one for a while.
Yeah, I think,
before we, but this doesn't have to stay on the highway then?
yeah, this is not a
Just-
highway
And
one.
we're only getting one from,
We requested
MoDOT?
2, and I haven't heard back on our request. I mean, they told me which direction to go, put the request in here. I requested it, and they have not responded to it yet. So those, we asked for 2, and we were gonna place, I think, one on 60 and one over here,
Here in front of the PD.
over by the PD.
Crossing the 25 right here.
Yeah, and then what we put on the request was, for 6 months, we'd like for them to be placed here, and then the next 6 months, switch it to where they're on the other end of 60 and on B, right? Okay. And that's what was emailed, I believe.
Yeah,
This
that's
would
all
be
I got.
totally separate. I mean, if you guys feel like that's gonna be sufficient and we don't need to worry about this, that's fine. I just know that the side roads like Neosho and Hebron, there's one other one that people's been complaining about. Which one was that?
Neosho Street, come down through there, a lot of people.
Yeah, Neosho, lots of complaints on Neosho. Sometime, was it Pennsylvania goes into Hebron, which, that may have been part of it too. But this would be able to go on a side road. That's the only difference. But, I mean, it's up to you guys. I'm just throwing that information out.
What's the option of putting a speed bump in somewhere?
It's not gonna work.
all it's gonna do is increase.
Because if you think about it, on Hebron, they're going fast on Hebron, and there's that bridge that's horrible, and they're just stopping right before they get to that, and then,
Somebody hit that bridge going very fast and tore up their car, about $6,000 worth of damage. Didn't come to us to do, I just know it because I know the owner,
it's really rough.
but they hit it going like 60.
Mm.
You know, I was interested though, the website you sent, I mean, did you guys look at some of the signs in there?
Yeah.
The ones that call attention to the speed, you know, either the flashing LEDs around the outside of the light or stuff like that, those are interesting as well. I mean, when we decide to, I mean, we haven't revisited it yet, but whenever we, you know, go to push the boundaries out again, I think we ought to wait till then before we, you know, get a cool new sign, but.
Yeah.
I think those would go a long way toward calling people's attention to the.
I agree.
To the.
Are you talking on
to the
60?
speed, yeah,
Yeah.
60, like as you're coming in town from both directions, you know, probably just 2 of them, you know.
Do
just-
we man those signs, or does the state? On 60?
The speed limit signs,
Mm-hmm.
those are state.
Right, so if we were to get one of these, speed limit signs that either shows their speed or is just like LED lights around the outside of the speed limit sign, a regular speed limit sign, I mean, we just have to get permission to.
Would that be on us or them?
We'd have to get permission to post it. If we're going to put a post in the ground, put it on the highway, like Jim and the guys did, had to wait for a breakaway post, and there's some, regulations there you gotta go through before you can put that sign out. But it would, if we buy the post, buy the sign, it's ours.
That's what I'm saying. So if it's on 60, can we not request that they put something like that? I mean,
Well, that,
They won't.
I don't think they'll put a flashy sign, will they?
I don't know how that works as far as what MoDOT will and won't do as far as the flashing sign.
we talked about that a little bit and talked about maybe requesting that they either go in halves with us or buy it. We do have a MoDOT meeting coming up on the 13th, right? Lana? Is that something that we could talk to? Or I have the lady's card that I can call and talk to her in depth about it too.
I mean, you guys could
but-
just talk about the the increase in complaints and then also the accidents and stuff.
It's a valid request.
I mean, it is, it's a big time valid request. I just don't know if they have, I don't know if I've seen, like,
I haven't only seen them in
I've seen in towns, yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm sure the towns bought them.
The main thing that they were, like, because I emailed them and I did highlight, you know, there's been some complaints about speeding, big concerns coming down our hills into our city, and they did say that they would lend us the speed trailer. I didn't ask about purchasing the signs because I was thinking that we were gonna wait a little bit on that, is my understanding, but,
Well, yeah, I think we.
Yeah, it's like tabled till the 19th, I
I
think.
think we should
Yeah.
wait until we decide on, pushing the city limits out, but, because you only want to put it in the ground one time.
but would you suggest it goes far out, or would you suggest it comes closer to
I
the
would,
town?
no, I would suggest that it be, the first thing on the city limit sign is, wherever that first speed limit sign is, past the city limit sign that says, hey, this is what the speed is. Slow down.
Coming in on 60, it changes so often.
Yeah,
It goes from 65 to 60 to 55 to 45, and then I think 40 and then 30.
Mhm.
shame on us.
That's
are we
why I
doing
asked that question, is because it's pretty fast out there. That was our big concern about the raccoon, or not raccoon,
that? Well, yes.
Jacob was cheap, he tried, and he fought the MoDOT considerably on the speed limit stuff up at the dollar store, and that's as low as they would lower it. They would not, we wanted it lower, and we wanted it lower coming in like out of the auction where that.
Yeah.
That bad wreck would not, speed limit wouldn't have mattered in
No.
that case, but
Mhm.
still, they would only drop it to 50 or 55 out there.
So on this end of town, how come we, every 50 yards, 5 miles an hour, what's the point of that?
That's MoDOT
So MoDOT is the ones that decide what the speed limits are going through town. We can't,
on state highways.
I mean, I can understand them saying we won't go any lower, but the graduated coming down,
Yeah,
we can't,
he fought with them for quite some time just to get it to where they lower it to what it is now.
They do a traffic study and those, how you see you run those little
Yeah,
boards and stuff, and they check situations, they check grades, corners, curves, and that's how they start setting their speed limits that drop coming in. But it's all in, I mean, you can suggest, like Jim said, you said, hey, we want 25 and up, we're not going to lower 30, period. And it's their highway.
I think our biggest problem is that on 60 highway is the hills. They don't want the trucks to have to slow down so
right.
much that they can't make the hills going in and out. But when they get on out east of town, about 2 miles, they've got them wound up.
Yeah. You're meeting with them next week?
The 13th.
Can you ask these questions and have that conversation?
Yeah.
And hypothetically, what if we do extend our city limits? Do we have control of lowering that at that point, or?
They explaining to them the reasoning in expanding our city limits is because of the buses pulling out on the road right there. And I feel like we might be able to get them to understand that at
or
least.
I understand what you're saying, coming through town, the graduated lower, but maybe way out there, we can get them to drop it to 45 before they hit Raccoon Road or something,
Just like, I know the school's not there, but they got it at the high school. What would be the possibility of putting a school zone sign at Reindeer where the buses come out? 45 when flashing during from
Right,
7:30 or whatever time the school buses go in and whatever time they come out.
that'd be something to ask at that meeting.
That would be a possibility out there.
Do we have a dangerous intersection crossing sign there, the T or anything like that? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Maybe that's something that would slow someone down.
But it's,
I mean, MoDOT's gotta have the stats on that intersection. I mean, it ain't like, there's only one car that's got balled up there, you know what I mean? So why wouldn't they? put
Can we
the-
request them to do a study on that stretch?
we can ask them about it.
I mean, Lana, I mean, you're gonna pepper them with questions on it. Bottom line is, it's a dangerous intersection that we've identified as dangerous, and everybody, and the schools, and the buses, and the whole bit. We want some more highway signage warning people coming into town about that intersection.
To be honest with you guys, Lana and I had a conversation the other day about speaking with officials out loud, just talking to them. It behooves us to actually write this stuff down and email it, because it timestamps things. When I took my seat, I couldn't find any information on several projects that were listed in the past. For example, painting of the poles. It took me forever to figure out which official to talk to, and then who to email, and I had to keep emailing. I think it's very important that if we are going to go into this much in depth of what we would like to address in that area, I think we do need to have it maybe written up, and maybe, and I can do it if you'd like. Write it up. It needs to be, sent to myself, our city administrator, and then whoever is over those departments in MoDOT. It's very important to timestamp this kind of stuff. So, because we have a lot of questions, and like you said, we're peppering them with questions. I want to make sure that none of those questions are lost in translation. So, Lana, we can get together later and we'll discuss, exactly how we're going to do that. But I do think that this, and we can bring the email with us, or you can still pepper them with questions. It's never bad to ask over and over again, but I want to make sure we have a timestamp and proof that we have addressed these issues and that we are concerned, so.
They might have answers for us.
Correct.
Does MoDOT speed grader, say data?
He said that it does. He's never dealt with it before. He's never utilized it, but he believes that we can gather the data.
I was just thinking, if we put one out there at Reindeer at the city limits, that data could help towards the signage on out.
Yeah, and we could very well do that.
Through there at 80 miles an hour.
Yeah. Where, can you remember, Chief? I can look it up. I think we placed it over towards Chips first, starting off. Wait, yeah, up by Chips, if I remember right. Yeah, B Highway and 60, and then the other one was down here. So, and then when we vice versa switch it, then we can, I think I listed that though. Do you guys remember? I emailed this all to you.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Do you
sure it was
remember?
60 and B Highway was the one.
The other one, was it 60 in Cole or 60 in, do you remember? I don't remember. I can look it up.
Moving it on out a little farther in order to help encourage them for some signage on out east.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, and I would have to let them know again, and I can do that for sure.
I think they were kind of focused on the drop-off there for the schools and stuff primarily, so I think we have our crater up in that range somewhere there by the old beauty salon there.
Yes, I think that's what we,
Caboose, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where we had that secondary, because we were trying to get them to recognize that a little bit when they pop over those hills and start getting those crosswalks.
and yeah, that's exactly, and if the council wishes to revisit that and change it, it's more like 6 months out, then move it. So you guys can revisit that when that occurs, but.
And this trailer from Street Smart, can we move it?
Yes, we can put it anywhere we want.
Okay, so we can leave it someplace for a week and move it to another place for a week?
Yes.
And the MoDOT's got to come move, right?
That's my understanding. They place it, they move it. That's what I gathered. I didn't clarify, but that's what I gathered from it.
Yeah, because I mean, the more you move them around, the better help they're gonna be. If you leave it someplace for 3 months and people get used to
They
it
know
being
it's
there, they-
like the diamond one.
they ignore it, But if we move them every couple of weeks to a different road that might need it, and then rotate them around, and that'll control it a little.
MoDOT. I'm gonna ask MoDOT if we'll have the freedom to move it ourselves. And I'll just follow up. I'll just say, hey, I filled out the application on this, haven't heard anything back, we have a few questions. So I'll email MoDOT and ask about that. But yeah, those just have to stay on the highways, so.
And so what do we need do we need a motion to go
Yes.
after this, or to one of these? Sure.
It's supposed to be on the agenda on the 19th. That's what it says in our
Oh, it is?
minutes.
The rental,
The discussion of this.
Discussing the,
speed limit sign December 19th.
Right? No, I thought we were talking about it on the 19th.
The, revisit the discussion of speed limit sign. Those were the signs that we were talking about, right?
Yeah, I think that was
I thought it was all one,
Yeah.
kind of.
Okay.
okay.
So do you guys have any questions that you need me to shoot back to this guy? Or,
Well, I mean, is that it? Or is there a delivery fee? Is there does this include maintenance? Maybe, when it
How
breaks
far away is
down,
it coming from? If there's a delivery fee?
And just make sure we can move it around ourselves.
okay, delivery fee, distance, maintenance, do we have to carry insurance?
Yeah, I just want to know, is that the final, is that the price, or is?
And if it gets
Is there like-
damaged while we have it,
is there like
what's the
14
damage?
That-
That would be your
line items.
insurance. Anything else? Nope. Okay, I'll shoot him an email too. All right, and then, okay. Oh,
She
thank you.
emailed it to us.
That was emailed also, yeah.
Mhm.
I emailed it to them
Yeah.
all, just to make sure they had it. Okay, so speed trailer, I'll email and we'll discuss it again when we discuss the speed limit signs. And then on number 2, resolution, we talked about trying to get a comprehensive plan so that we can gain funding for like sidewalks and different things like that. This is a resolution, came from Harry S. Truman, allowing us to go ahead and seek out funding, which is a CBDG planning grant. And we have to pass this resolution in order to seek that grant. So, all right, you ready?
A resolution of the City of Granby, Missouri, stating intent to seek funding through the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, program and authorizing the mayor and city council to pursue activities in an attempt to secure funding for a comprehensive plan. Whereas Title I of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974, as amended, states...
Hold up, can we start that again with the microphone?
I turned the microphone on. I didn't know if we could
I don't think so.
hear it.
A resolution of the City of Granby, Missouri, stating intent to seek funding through the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, program and authorizing the mayor and city council to pursue activities in an attempt to secure funding for a comprehensive plan. Whereas Title I of the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974, as amended, states its primary objective as the development of viable urban communities by providing decent housing and a suitable living environment and expanding economic opportunities, principally for persons of low and moderate income. And whereas the Missouri Department of Economic Development administers Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, funds to assist communities in achieving these objectives. And whereas the City of Granby recognizes the need for a comprehensive plan to strategically guide the city's growth, land use, infrastructure development, and disaster resilience efforts. And whereas the proposed comprehensive plan aligns with CDBG's goals of supporting planning and capacity building activities that enhance community resilience, update land use regulations, and incorporate hazard mitigation strategies. And whereas the City of Granby acknowledges the requirement to conduct a public hearing to solicit community input and to adhere to all CDBG guidelines, including compliance with applicable civil rights and procurement policies. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Granby, Missouri as follows. 1, the City of Granby hereby expresses its intent to seek funding through the CDBG Planning and Capacity Building Program to develop a comprehensive plan. 2, the Mayor of Granby and any other authorized officials are hereby authorized to prepare, sign, and submit all necessary documents, including but not limited to the grant application and supporting materials to the Missouri Department of Economic Development. 3, the City of Granby commits to conducting a public hearing to gather citizen input and ensure the comprehensive plan reflects the community's priorities and needs. And 4, the City of Granby will comply with all CDBG regulations, including financial management, procurement standards, and other applicable policies throughout the application and implementation process. Passed and approved by the City Council on the City of Granby, Missouri, this 5th day of December 2024.
This has not been posted over 10 days. The reason for that is it was received Tuesday of this week. The deadline is January 17th. So, and the deadline to secure this. So in order to secure the CBDG, we must pass the resolution, put out RFQs for people to do the comprehensive plan and fill out the grant. So time was a crunch on that, just so you know. So, I would entertain a motion.
Is there a resolution to this, a number?
No.
Okay. I move to accept this resolution on the first reading, suspend the rules and place this resolution on the second and final reading by title and number only. That doesn't,
We don't have a title number.
There's the title is this,
Okay.
what's written
Okay.
in bold.
okay.
It's my understanding we didn't need a number for that one.
Resolutions don't.
Yeah, ordinances need
Okay.
numbers, yeah.
I second.
Okay, Doreen has made the motion. Dustin has seconded that. Roll call, please.
Doreen Klaus?
Yes.
Dustin Elder?
Yes.
Christy McGee?
Yes.
Okay. Motion passes on that. You have to read it by title only again to do that.
Resolution of the City of Granby, Missouri stating intent to seek funding through the Community Development Block Grant, CDBG, program and authorizing the mayor and the City Council to pursue activities in an attempt to secure funding for a comprehensive plan.
I move to accept this resolution on the second and final reading by number and title only.
Okay, Dustin has made the motion to accept this resolution. Do I have a second?
Second.
Christie has seconded that. Roll call, please.
Doreen Klaus?
Yes.
Dustin Elder?
Yes.
Christy McGee?
Yes.
Okay, 3-0, motion passes. Thank you, guys. Okay, moving on to, he also sent the information for the RFQs. So we, even though Harry S. Truman does actually do the comprehensive plans, we still have to put it out there in the paper and out with the public to see if there's anybody else who can offer a better or comparable plan as the Harry S. Truman. So it needs to be put out just like any other job is. So I would entertain a motion to allow Lana to go ahead and post those RFQs. They did give us a sample one, and did I forward that one to you guys already? Oh, RFQ is a request for qualifications. So I can email that to you. He also sent a sample of that with this resolution. It is, let's see if I can pull it up real quick. A request for, well, actually this one's an RFQ. I get them mixed up all the time, request for proposal. So this one's an RFP. So it's just a request for proposals, professional grant writing, and administrative services. So we're just proposing that someone comes in, writes this grant for the CBDG, and writes us a comprehensive plan. It's something you have to go through when you're hiring someone to do that. And I can forward this to you guys individually. I can do that right now. So I would entertain a motion to allow her to go ahead and pursue that.
I make a motion to allow the administrator to pursue RFPs for the
Comprehensive plan.
comprehensive plan.
Okay, Dustin has made the motion to go ahead and pursue the RFPs for the comprehensive plan. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Doreen has seconded that. All those in favor? 3-0. Okay. Forwarded that to you. I'm gonna continue forwarding this RFP so you guys can look over it. And new bills, or new business, bills to pay and balances on hand. Christie. P. Who am I looking during?
Have we completed the sealing the cracks on the streets?
For right now, we have, yes.
And did he reach his limit of what we allowed him cost-wise? Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
What's up with the ER visit? Abruzzo ER visit?
Oh, I have
It's-
those.
It's the required one, you have to do a drug test. Anytime there's an accident, they have to go in and be drug tested. And so that's when he backed into the pole, right?
Oh, there.
Oh,
Cost $845 for that? Dang.
That's the gift that keeps on giving right there.
No doubt.
This seems really expensive.
Was there more than
Like
just a test?
Because it was of an evening, he had to go to the ER and then had to go back the next day.
Who pays that? Police department?
Well, they hate to list on that. Typically, if it had been more than that, we would have submitted it to a comp, but as opposed to making a claim, he would pay out of pocket.
Okay.
Did we get I'll ask him during department head, sorry.
Was the 19 grand for the backhoe, is that just the payoff for that? Because that's what we did, right? We bought it. Hey, on the expenses, the Amazon renewal, 5 times over,
It's a split charge.
okay. So that's one charge split
They
all the
share.
ways? I was like, why do we have that many?
Yeah, it's one split. I make a motion to accept the bills to pay and balances on hand.
Okay, Doreena's made the motion to go ahead and accept these balances on hand and pay the bills.
I'll second.
Dustin has seconded that. All those in favor? 3-0. All right, department head reports. Now, Chief, did we get the pound heated? Make sure that we don't bust the lines. Okay. I forgot to ask that earlier today.
I was told last time around it was outside the house when it busted last time. I don't know, I was not here, so I'm not sure.
Oh, it was inside. There was no heat.
Was it, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't-
Part of the problem was that they got like, I don't know.
I got in trouble for that, so. Jared's like, did you hook those up? I didn't.
You're welcome to ask, because this is for.
Yeah, I got in trouble.
Lana,
Department head reports.
where's Jerry Swartz at on this gas issue?
I'm just wondering if we're upside down there.
Yeah, ask.
He submitted a request to Southern
Just
Star,
tell her the page number. And
for them to investigate, but then we have to have both meters.
Southern Star called me, and we got ATM or Coons gas meters. They're gonna come in, they said, if you'll have them come in and prove both meters, we'll pay to have ours approved, and we'll pay to have our new one approved. They think something's,
There's a discrepancy.
our meters are registering different or recording different. Well, they're just, I think they're lame. Because the same people that take care of their meters is the same people that take care of ours. And I spoke to her today, and, probably week, maybe week, 2 weeks out, that they will come and do those meters.
Okay.
They will go over there. I spoke with Southern Star, and Barry spoke with them,
Okay.
and I called Jason, because he's, Jason White's the supervisor for Southern Star at Joplin, and he was right on it. I mean, he was,
Good.
he's on for, I mean, you know, I kind of feel like he's kind of taking the, for the town.
For the community, yeah. Good. Thank you.
As well, that skinny little runt should.
Once again, he drove in the hood. He said, random road to the grass.
yeah.
I don't know if Lana talked to you yet or not. There's a few of these things that were incorrect. Okay. I've got corrections on
Can I
page
ask that
5
stuff
and
now, or-
6.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, yeah.
Hey, Lana, there's a couple, I just want to know that I'm reading the right thing. So there's like, on the police, page 3, the repair and main, I mean, I would understand this because of the whole, having the accident thing, but does 2,500, that's what we budgeted, and then 73, 85 is what we've already spent, right? So we're upside down there.
So what we'll do at the end of the year is amend the budget to actual. That's the standard. There are a lot of things that come up during the year that we fall outside of our budget.
Yeah, and like I said, I know that one for sure. So what is on page 15, the community building expense? Is that all the stuff we had installed in there that cost $3,500? Is that the
What line number is that?
7116?
71,660?
16,
16, and this is page 15?
page 15,
Oh, got it. Sorry.
community building.
Gotcha.
I can tell you what that is.
I was gonna say, I mean, that one's just upside down by double too. I was just wondering what it was.
Then what about this one? 7063.
Okay.
Repair and
Same one,
maintenance.
15.
Repair and maintenance of vehicles.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
what's?
that's the first one I asked about. Well, we know that because that's
No,
the
that's a
one-
different one. That's for the police department. This is for the general fund.
Police go under general.
Looks like
The police are in the general.
It's the same number.
Yeah. See, it's under general.
there were some,
Okay.
actually I'm looking at that, and some entries that are actually utilities under that expense that may have been entered incorrectly with some people that were assisting us in our bill paying in the past few months.
Do we have a checks and balance on this? Who's doing that?
Checks and balances. Carrie's always done it in the past. While Carrie was gone, we had a new girl that was just trained briefly. That's been some of the issue, is she was just new and didn't understand all the different accounts. As we've gone, we've tried to correct them, but this was a community building expense, but it was an electric utility, not.
We went over a lot of it in depth the other day, whereas like even on this page 15 that we're on, you drop down to interest expense, you drop down to dues and subscriptions and contracts. Some of that, like we have a contract with East Newton Fire Protection, and so where it says negative 5,000, or
That means they gave
we're
us-
in the good 5,000, but that's not accurate. It should be 7,908. I'm sorry, 798.51, because that shouldn't be under that section. When you have a new person come in, they put them in the sections that they think that should go in. So we've been sitting down together and just kind of looking back over it to make sure that we have a little bit of checks and balances through that too, just so you know.
I mean, the only ones that I'm really interested in are the ones where we're upside down, you know, from what we budgeted to what we've spent so far this year, since it's only halfway through.
And what I understand, Lana, is you usually use the budget from the year before to create this next budget. So maybe last year, what would happen, you know, when you talk about the repair on the vehicles, there might not have been much repair on those vehicles. So she uses those numbers from the year before saying, okay, I think we're gonna stay within these parameters.
Oh,
And
yeah,
then all of
no,
a sudden
I-
we have
no,
something
I get
different.
it.
So that's why they're upside down.
I know that one, because we've been talking about it at length, so,
Yeah.
but,
I will
Yeah, I
go
mean,
back and review that one specifically, because it looks like that one may have some incorrect information.
I couldn't think of anything we did besides what you've done.
In the community building,
Yeah.
we did do work on the community building.
yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. I remember we were talking about putting a kitchen in or something. I just don't know if it ever got done.
Yeah, yes, it has, but a lot of it's been like us doing it.
Jamie did most of the work.
Yeah, that really does look nice in there, Jamie.
Thank you. It's not perfect, but it'll be okay.
It was nice to see that done.
Thank you.
We already got it cluttered up under there, don't worry.
You're fired.
I have the health department coming in next week to check to see if there's anything else I need to do before they'll certify us.
Okay.
Slowly but surely, right?
Okay, now we're still on department head reports.
That's exactly what I'm gonna have them, because I'll have to order it online, I didn't wanna build one. I'm not a really great finish carpenter. And so, before I actually order one, I want them to come in and say, I absolutely have to have it.
I don't
Because,
think they're going to.
because we have a hand washing sink, then we have the dishwasher, then we have the actual 3-base sink that we put in. And so if there's a dishwasher in between, I'm not sure if they're gonna, and it's
Yeah.
mobile, it's a movable one.
I mean, it's upside down.
Yeah.
Which one?
Lana, another one for you to look at when you're ready.
Sure.
Page 6. Line 7021.
Line 7021.
Yeah, for parks.
70.
I have to actually pull that and review it. I know we were recently audited, on the insurance. And I base it on what
I mean, that's a huge number.
It's
And
tripled.
the one right next to it for insurance, property and liability for fire is upside down too.
And we,
And I don't want to pick at, and I don't want to like go by this line by line, you know, but, I mean, but one of the first things I did when I took when I sit in the chair was go through that very unpleasant process after the budget, and I don't ever want to do that again. So, I mean, the only ones that I'm gonna want to answered when we do these is the ones that are upside down.
Can we schedule a work meeting in July or January after you've gone over this again? And just have the council have a work session?
Chief, did you guys get everything settled on the insurance through your fire department, through East Newton? Did they decide on what they're
I'd
doing?
rather do it before we get,
I mean, I just talked to
I know.
them. I'm like, what? That don't make no sense.
Okay. Did we follow through on that?
What are we talking about? I'm sorry, we were talking over here.
You are talking about that plan they were.
Yeah, the plan that they were doing, they wanted to know whether our, I may have to revisit my notes, I've got so much going on right now.
If you're talking about the machine and stuff, it is covered under the bill.
It's covered under the building. Then there was also, do the firemen individually have
Right.
extra coverage? I think that was another thing they were asking about. We do have policies on the volunteer firemen. Okay,
No, they were asking because their insurance man was down, wasn't it 20,000, I believe?
yeah, I can't remember exactly what the amount was. I just know that, and it was sticky as to whether they'd be working in the city or outside of the city. And it was, if you get hurt, you get paid for it. And we were wondering if there was anything that covered that for our firemen, since they are volunteer. So there was a lot of questions. I may have to revisit my notes. Like I said, I have notes on it, but he mentioned the insurance. Okay.
Yep.
You mentioned the insurance, and I didn't know whether we can look at theirs and ours and make a more educated decision on it, not do double coverage. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be paying for the same thing twice.
But I don't think they got an answer truly back from their insurance man to the fact they have covered us up this long.
Yeah.
But he called me and said, how many injuries in the firefighter?
Like,
0.
well, yeah, they work for the city.
And he was gonna try getting around that somehow.
Yeah, I knew there was a sticky situation when it came to are they city volunteers, and do they go out on the East Newton stuff? And that was the issue that night.
Right, it's a thin line that,
Yeah, definitely.
like they have a new fire marshal this year. Says 2 entities can't be in one building. They ain't recognizing East Newton. So I reapplied with their commercial street over police work, but their new guy took over.
Yeah.
I don't think he understood that they were more of a supply company than anything.
Gotcha. It's definitely an issue. I'm still seeing buckets of rocks on this too. Little Millen Park, bucket of rock. Spruce and Cemetery, half bucket of rock. Why are we not doing cold patches?
Well, Woodville Cemetery, I think you'll have to leave, I'm about to leave.
Okay. How about Center and Courtney? No, the request was for cold mix, because I filled those out myself for 4 different, I filled out,
Load mix in, so,
huh?
we just got a load of cold mix in too.
Okay. Well, since they have rock in there, I mean, can you go back, add that cold mix over the top of it to,
Take it down.
you have to take it down.
Hey, Chief, what's Shop with a Cop?
That's the Christmas shopping, we got that set for the 19th of December. We're taking applications up until the 15th. So I think we have $400 and some dollars in that account. I think we've got $400 or $500 donated up to this point. So we're still working on donations.
Okay. There's a budget for that, for $5,000.
And that's based on what we took in and spent last year. That's
Okay, so that's just how much we took in the year prior. I got you.
usually just a wash, pretty close to a wash. And then come off at the end.
There may probably be a couple $100 left in there at the end of the year. Just whatever we can take in, we divide
Didn't
up,
we discuss that?
children, we can do for, spend it. So we go.
9. You're looking for the police?
Yeah, I put it out of order, I got it right here now.
Yeah, could very well be. You guys have anything to tell us about anything that's going on? Well, actually, no. Is there anything that we need to be aware of?
Not going on the TV right now, I'm thinking.
Talk to the contractors today, they're tentative schedule to start at the end of January.
I'm sorry, what?
Start at the plant, their tentative schedule is to start up at the end of January.
Nice.
Are they still going to request an extension? Because they never have.
I have no idea.
Okay.
But he did come to me today, he's supposed to be sending us a schedule of startup time, so. They're pushing to be out of there by the 1st of January, and then startup would be in 2 phases. First phase would be end of January, and the second phase would be the first part of February.
Thank you.
Pretty close.
I know it's cold outside, but do we have any idea when we might be getting some playground equipment put up?
If we were supposed to get together and decide exactly where we were gonna put it.
Yeah, we discussed that at the last meeting. I think it was the last meeting or the meeting before that you guys were concerned because they couldn't see it from the highway.
Yeah.
And that you or Christie were gonna go down and,
You can't, I don't know what seeing it from the highway matters.
But on the good note, everything, like we spoke about earlier, everything is going good out of the recycle center. We haven't had any trash dump or
Well, it's open more days now, so,
there's nothing been out of place out of
Yeah.
line. Other than, we're pretty sure we've got a stolen vehicle out there, but whoever stole it was pretty good, 'cause there's no VIN numbers left.
you guys checked it?
We got some pretty good sized jumps and
Right.
no bins, no identifying marks, no nothing like that, so.
took it to the recycle center, interesting.
They took the frame out from under where the VINs are stamped in the frame with no frame, just pieces of the frame. But all the pieces we need.
Interesting.
Did you, you know what kind of vehicle it is, right? That's, so I just assume you've looked to make sure there's nothing out there like people are looking for at the moment.
There's all kinds of Ford trucks we're looking for, but we can't determine that.
Kid-
It's good enough that it's the aluminum body, melted,
Hmm.
Eco, V6 EcoBoost motors, engines,
Hmm.
turbocharged.
Hmm.
So it wasn't a cheap Ford truck either.
Mm-mm.
So the vehicle's trash though?
It was burnt
Oh, pieces.
and chopped into pieces.
Nice.
It's a beer can and a campfire.
Didn't hear from Becker and Dugan today, they are gonna have to move forward with, a singular audit regarding federal grant money to be hopefully done by the end of the year.
Okay.
And that's required because of the USDA grants.
Yes.
That's a new law. Boy, Cody was going on and on about that. He was not happy.
Hey, Jim, the Southern Star thing, I know you said what it was, but I only got a piece of it. So they got a new meter, and we get a new meter?
We have one, they do not.
Oh, so they just put a new meter in and they're gonna,
We was having, we were showing a loss, and we wasn't finding it. And quite a while back, I come to the council to put a meter out there on our site, because way in town, we had a meter here in town. We got like 40-some customers outside of town, and 5 miles of gas line. And I wanted to know that we were getting what we were paying for. And it's 4 or 7% difference. That they're billing for the difference between our meter, ours is 7% lower than theirs. So,
Our readings are consistently lower than yours, so we're paying them for gas that we believe we aren't receiving,
yeah.
so they're investigating on there.
and we're investigating our end and their end.
How long has this been going on?
I was gonna say, yeah, how long have they been overbilling us?
For years. To an extent.
The thing is, like you said, the meter was in town, so now we've put a new meter on the outside. Now we can actually say, we're still having an issue, and it's gotta be up here somewhere, so that's why they're trying to get somebody to check the other meter. And same companies is what.
With temperature drops and everything, are we still having homeless issues?
You say homeless?
Uh-huh.
We've got some people that may be stopping and parking and sleeping in locations. Had a situation at the nursing home today where the guy decided that he wanted to be listening to everybody, so you want to see him wheeling around here in a wheelchair. They told him he wanted to go down and get cigarettes, and I said, we're liable for you, so we'll invite you down. And then he went off the deep end, and so they said, if you leave, you're out, you're done, because he's his own person, he's not
Under care.
Yeah, not a wheelchair, so I don't know if they're gonna let him back in or not. But as far as individual homeless, that we know that are here, hit and miss. I don't know if we've got any that stay here permanently.
Okay,
My guy hasn't said anything about finding any.
okay. What about warming shelters, if we need those, we need to talk about that yet? Because, I mean, it's getting pretty cold.
I don't think anybody used it last time. Anytime we open it, I don't think, yeah, except for that one guy Jamie locked in. I don't think anybody actually ever used it when we set them up last year.
Okay.
But, I mean, I'm not saying we shouldn't do it. We should open it up if it's
What was it? What was the
just
one?
the community,
Just the community building.
senior center.
What is our liabilities in that? If you do open those up and say, this is a warming center, and we don't have anybody manning it, what is the liability? Do we know? Okay.
It's my understanding that as a world-class city with a population under 10,000, that there's no liability for festivals or events or anything like that as far as on the city property.
Okay.
How many job vacancies do we still have for the city?
One for the part-time maintenance, and then two positions, so 2.5.
And still no applicants that we would consider?
Reserve.
And the sheriff, the new sheriff takes over in January 1st? So that's when there might be movement.
That might be a breaking point. It depends on how things go and if people want to bail, so.
You're going for the reserve officer though, right? You're gonna,
Well, I talked to him the other day on the phone, and he talked like he wanted to maybe do a full-time position, so I thought, hey, great, he's got some experience, but also he's in his mid-60s, late 60s. So then he kind of come to the realization that, hey, I'm not a spring chicken no more, so if I get out here and I get into an altercation or I have to chase somebody, he said, I ain't gonna be able to do that. And he said, I have to understand that I can't do that, so he said, I don't want to do full-time, but I'd be more than happy to do
That's a light.
I would like to make a motion that we approve the department head reports as submitted.
Okay, Doreen has made the motion to go ahead and approve the department heads as submitted.
A second?
Dustin has seconded that. All those in favor? 3-0. There's no comments on the thing, I don't guess. No? All right.
There's a comment.
I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion, we dismiss.
Second?
Okay, Doreen's made a motion to dismiss. Dustin seconded that. All those in favor? 3-0. We're dismissing at 7:11. This, I don't know if any of you guys want to give this person a call. I did print out the land that he's speaking of. It is 26 acres in the city limits.
Who is it?
Abraham Lopez,
What's the address?
Fortune Teller Road, 75.
Oh, that's out back. By the-
Over by the,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's over by the, ballpark, right, where the recycle center?
How many acres?
26.
No,
Or 25.14.
no.
where's the recycle center?
Right there. And that one.
Where is the city limits at?
Where's the ballpark? This way?
Who would it?
This is Fortune Teller Road. So this is recycle. Is that recycle? No, this is recycle. My apologies. This is recycle. This is baseball.
Okay, so we'll run that way.
Yeah. So, and then Matt Hearn owns that one. I'm sorry. I'm upside down. Standing on the wrong
So
side.
recycle ballpark,
Mhm.
this is this guy's property.
And then I text, hey, Victor,